Hello everyone, welcome to the VAR show, the show where we talk about various major football leagues in detail. The show also includes results, gossip, transfer rumors, controversies, statistics, facts, banter, and much more. Hello guys, welcome to our first segment, the Premier League. So in this segment today we are going to start with Liverpool. So Liverpool played their home game against Bournemouth. They won it by 2 goals to 1. So this was a very tense affair for the champions elect. I mean, it would have been very hard if I would have been a Liverpool supporter to watch them. It would be a nail biting Liverpool of the old, not the relaxed Liverpool what we have come to know this season. Liverpool fell behind in the 9th minute when Callum Wilson nudged Joe Gomez to open the scoring for the away team. The incident also went to the VAR, but the VAR deemed it was not a foul and let the goal stand. The lead did not last long, however, as Mohamed Salah equalized for the host in the 25th minute before his partner in crime, Sadio Mane, put the host in front 8 minutes later. James Milner also made a goal line clearance to keep the hosts in front, which was amazing. You should go and see that, the way he cleared the ball. I mean, there was no goalkeeper. Adrian was lobbed and commit the hour, commit the man. James Milner, he put his he's just extraordinarily good. So what happened? Sadio Mane also hit the woodwork in the 73rd minute. It was quite a tense affair at Anfield, but the host just about managed to keep the hold of the game and cross the finish line. Expected goals at Liverpool at 1.97 to Bournemouth's 1.47. The win means Liverpool have 82 points and are in first position, as they have been for quite a while now. And Bournemouth are in 18 to 27 points and are one of the favourites to go down this season. So Liverpool also, I think they broke the record of Bill Shankly of 22 straight home win games, and here is what Jurgen Klopp had to say.
Jurgen, congratulations. That's a big result. What did you make of the performance? Good. It was a very good performance, but a very difficult start. Obviously, the situation, situations that they really don't help, like the first goal. Obviously, it's from my point of view 100% foul, nothing else. But it shows the problem that we are as well, because the ref doesn't see it. I'm 100%. Mike Dean was next to me and he was like, have a look. So you want to read it, you need to have a look. And then the VR says it's not clear and obvious, because you can maybe say in England the arm like this is still allowed. I don't know how that's possible. But then we wanted to fight back before the game, so then we had to fight really back. Did that, put them under pressure. Did a lot of good stuff, had really good situations, scored wonderful goals, played really good football, but of course always with the second ball fights were again quite tricky.
Moving on, we had Sheffield United versus Norwich, which Sheffield United won 1-0. I keep fanboying about Chris Wilder and his team, but look at the consistency they are producing. They are in 6th with 43 points. They have just conceded 25 goals, which is the second best in the league. I know their goal scoring has not been that good. I think they scored around 30 goals, so they have been very, very lucky, or I don't know what you call that. But who cares? The Blades will be in Europe next year. Can you imagine if they somehow qualify for Champions League, which is not again beyond the realms of possibility? Then maybe if they are tied up against Real Madrid, imagine Sheffield United going to Real Madrid to play, or Real Madrid coming down to play at Sheffield United Stadium. I mean, what a joy it will be for the Sheffield fans. Okay, so moving into the game, they have kept around 10 clean sheets, in this season, and this was another one of them. So what happened in the game? Billy Sharp scored the only goal of the game in the 36th minute, but it could have been very different had Timo Pukki's shot gone in the 12th minute. It just hit the woodwork. So Sheffield United are also riding the luck, but teams which play good, which continuously work hard, create their own luck. So the win means Sheffield United are up to 7th with 43 points, and Norwich City are bottom of the table with 21 points. And Norwich City, I feel sad for them, because they are one of the good teams, and they could have, it will be sad seeing Norwich City go with the way they play football and everything. Moving on, we had Southampton versus Newcastle, with Newcastle won 1-0. This was one particularly a very one-way traffic game, especially with Musa Dejempo's 28-minute red card for Southampton. Then Newcastle had 14 shots with 7 on target, whereas Southampton had 6 shots with 3 on target. Alan St. Maxim scored the only goal of the game in the 79th minute. Matt Ritchie also missed a penalty in the 44th minute. So it could have been a very big scoreline. Expected goals had Newcastle at 2.96 to Southampton 0.34. The win means Newcastle are in 13th position with 35 points and Southampton are in 14th with 34 points. Moving on, Burnley versus Tottenham. I think Burnley are in 10th. Yeah, 10th versus 8th. I mean, look how Tottenham have fallen. Another disappointing week for Spurs. It was a 1-1 draw. They have now picked up only 1 point from the last 3 games. In contrast, Burnley have won 3 and drawn 3 of the last 6 games. Can you imagine that? Burnley are the second most informed team after Liverpool, I guess, in the league table right now. Chris Wood opened the scoring in the 13th minute for the home team, and Dele Alli equalized for the away team when he converted a penalty in the 58th minute. Burnley were extremely unlucky not to win. That is according to statistics. Expected goals at Burnley at 3.35 to Spurs 1.14. There is a huge gap. Burnley were, I think, wasteful. The result will be a big blow in Tottenham's top 4 ambition, and especially Jose Mourinho, how he likes to set his team up and what he desires as a manager. I think the top 4 is a must. The result means Burnley are in 10th with 39 points and Spurs are in 8th with 41 points. And Jose Mourinho was very animated after the game, and this is what Jose Mourinho had to say.
So Joseph, we start at half time. We saw what you changed, but just tell us why and what difference it made.
I think obviously the quality and the dynamic of Lucas and Lo Celso, they made a difference. And I want to say, but I cannot say. We had something in the first half that we didn't have in the second half. So in the second half we improved a lot. But don't ask me to tell more because I cannot do it.
Moving across the city rivals, Arsenal played against West Ham. It was Mikel Arteta versus David Moyes. David Moyes, the person who brought Mikel Arteta to England from Spain. So Arsenal won the game by 1-0. Expected goals at Arsenal at 1.56 to West Ham's 1.61. So in an ideal world, this would have been a draw. Socrates hit the woodwork in the 21st minute. Arsenal had 9 shots with 2 on target. In comparison, West Ham had 14 shots with 6 on target. So West Ham, according to statistics, West Ham were very wasteful of the chances, but Arsenal had the shot which mattered. That's the one that matters, which one enters. So Alexander Lacazette scored the only goal of the game in the 78th minute. The result means Arsenal are in 9th with 40 points and West Ham are in 16 to 27 points. And Mikel Arteta had this to say after the game.
I don't believe a lot in fortune. We had the moments of luck that we needed, but as well it was because we had some really good individual performances at the back. Sometimes to clear that ball, sometimes to make a save. I'm really happy with the result because big teams find a way. When they don't have the best day, which is obvious that it wasn't our best day in terms of performance, they find a way to win it. And you can build from them and you can learn and you can take the positives and the negative in a much better way. But the unity, the solidarity and the desire that the players are showing, at the end it pays a price. It didn't pay the price a few days ago when we played Olympiacos here, but it did today, and football is like this.
Moving on, we had Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Brighton, which was a 0-0 draw. This was a disappointing result for Nuno Espirito Santos and his boys. They could have entered the top 4 with a win, but it was not meant to be. Wolves had an expected goals of 0.81 to Brighton 0.31. Wolves had 11 shots with 1 on target. In comparison, Brighton had 7 shots with 1 on target too. The draw means Wolves are in 6th with 43 points and I don't know why I'm stuck with Arsenal. We have moved on from there definitely. And Brighton are in 15th with 29 points. So Wolves will be kicking themselves for not getting a win, especially when they could have entered the top 4 with a win. So moving on, we had Crystal Palace versus Watford, which Crystal Palace won by 1-0. This is a type of result which is why Watford are where they are in the table. They followed up an excellent, out of the world result against Liverpool with a disappointing result against Crystal Palace. Jordan Ayew scored the only goal of the game in the 28th minute. What's with this week's result? There was like 4-1 all, 1-0 draw, 1-0 results. Crystal Palace had 10 shots with 3 on target. In comparison, Watford had 10 shots with 4 on target. The result means Crystal Palace have climbed to 11th with 39 points and are just 1 point away from the magical 40-point mark. And Watford are in 17th with 27 points and they are still in the relegation mix. Moving on, we had Chelsea versus Everton, with Chelsea won by 4-0. Everton got absolutely smashed in this game. The Blues had an XG of 2.31 to the Toffees 0.40. Chelsea had 17 shots with 11 on target. In comparison, Everton had 3 shots with 1 on target. Mason Mount opened the scoring in the 14th minute before Pedro doubled the scoreline in the 21st minute. Everton were lucky to be only 2 goals behind in the half-time, although you could also say that they could also have pulled one back, especially with Calvert-Lewin, if you could have capitalized on the Kurt Zuma's mistake. But nonetheless, after the break, the normal schedule was resumed as Willian scored in the 51st minute before Oliver Giroud put the game to bed in the 54th minute. Ross Barkley picked up 2 assists. He also had 3 shots with 2 on target. He provided 6 passes, completed 7 dribbles, 2 tackles and 2 clearances as well. So it was an overall display from the former Everton player. The result means Chelsea are in 4th with 48 points and Everton are in 12th with 37 points. And Ancelotti I think Everton have not won against a top team this season, although they had a good form, I think, but they didn't pick up any points against the top teams. I think with the exception of United, they had picked up some points there. But this is what Carlo Ancelotti had to say.
I think that we can compete to fight for Europe for the next season. We are still there. Of course, with this kind of performance, we have to forget. But I think that we can come back and as usually do, show fighting spirit and show good attitude on the pitch and a good football.
And I've just read that this was only the second time in your management career that you've lost 4-0 in a league match, which is an incredible record. Does that hurt more that it was here?
No, I'm disappointed for the performance, not for the result. Lose 1-0, lose 4-0. Our 0 point is the same, but the performance, I'm disappointed for the performance.
Moving on to our last game, it was the Manchester Derby. Manchester United versus Manchester City at Old Trafford, which Manchester United won by 2-0. Manchester is red, at least for this season. Ole and his army completed double over Guardiola. And they have won 3 of the 4 Manchester Derby this year. It's not a common sight to see Guardiola lose so much games against one particular opponent. Especially, I don't think so anyone has done the double over Guardiola. At least in my knowledge, I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. I think there are very few or maybe none who have done it before. So moving to the game, Anthony Martial opened the scoring with an execute volley from a clever Bruno Fernandes free kick. But Ederson definitely could have or should have dealt with it better, especially how everyone raves about him. He should be doing better over there. Anthony Martial definitely is a big game player. He always scores in big games. So what happened next? Scott McTominay scored the second in the 95th minute when he slotted home from a distance from the goalpost after Ederson had thrown the ball waywardly. United are now unbeaten in 10 games in all competitions with 8 clean sheets. So what does the result mean? The result means City are in second with 57 points and United are in 5th with 45 points, and this is what United's manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had to say after the game.
What made you happiest today? Well, the desire, attitude, commitment, the connection between fans and players and the team, because what a day they've had today, both the players and the fans. It's been, of course, they make us defend. That's just that type of team they are, but our fans can see players with commitment and attitude and desire, then we've done our job then as a coach today.
So that is it from this segment, which was the Premier League segment. So I will see you in the next segment. So hello guys, welcome to the next segment in which we'll talk about La Liga and Bundesliga. So in La Liga, first up we have Barcelona versus Real Sociedad. So Barcelona won the game by 1-0. Lionel Messi scored the only goal of the game in the 81st minute when he converted from the spot. XG had Barcelona at 2.12 to Real Sociedad's 0.52. Messi once again was decisive, as he has always been for I don't know for how many long years. He had 6 shots with 2 on target. He created 3 key passes, completed 9 dribbles. The win means Barcelona now have 58 points and Real Sociedad are in 6th with 43 points. And Barcelona top of the table. Moving on, Real Betis won 2-1 against Real Madrid. Real Madrid continue their hideous form. They have lost 2, won 2, drawn 1 of the last 5 games, and now they are behind league leaders Barcelona. This is not a form that is expected of a title winning side. Sydney opened the scoring in the 40th minute for the home team, but the lead did not last long as Karim Benzema equalized for the away team when he converted from the spot just before half-time. Christian Teo, former Barcelona man, scored the second goal after capitalizing on a Karim Benzema error to win it for the hosts. On paper, it was a very even game as both teams had similar expected goals of around 1.4. The result means Madrid have slipped to second place and are now trailing Barcelona with 2 points, and for Real Betis, they are in 12th position with 33 points. Talking of Madrid, we also have Gab Marcotti, who speaks for ESPN, say a few words about Madrid. Let's hear him, and after that we'll move on to the other results. So next up you'll hear Gab Marcotti.
They've dropped points in recent games. Think of the Celta game, for example. But this wasn't just them dropping points. This was a really poor performance. Betis have a lot of talented players. They're wildly inconsistent under Rubi. Betis played at the top of their game, and Real Madrid, really apart from the last 15-20 minutes, produced very little.
So that was Gab, and now we'll talk about Atletico Madrid versus Sevilla. So it was a 2-2 draw. What is it with Atletico's form this season? In one game they'll perform extremely well, then they will perform bad in the other game. They produce a masterclass one week and the next week, poof, they don't show up. Maybe it is because they are changing their players. They have had a very strong core leave with the likes of Godin leaving this season. I mean, it of course takes its toll. So Luke de Jong opened the scoring for the away team in the 19th minute, but a quick fire double from Alvaro Morata in the 32nd minute and Joao Felix in the 36th minute changed the game in its head. The lead, however, did not last long as Lucas Ocampos equalized for the away side in the 43rd minute when he converted from the spot. So it was a very action-packed first half. Atletico had 21 shots with 3 on target and Sevilla had 12 shots with 4 on target. So what does the result mean? The result means Sevilla are in 3rd with 47 points and Atletico are in 5th with 45 points. And we also have managed to capture Diego Simeone's reaction. So let's hear what he has to say.
Queríamos ganar, como también quería el Sevilla. Creo que los dos, con nuestras formas y con lo que venimos haciendo durante toda la temporada, fuimos a buscar el partido de distinta manera. Ellos lo encontraron primero, recuperamos con el 2-1, enseguida vino el 2-2 y eso evidentemente no fue bueno para nosotros. Y ya el segundo tiempo, cada uno con sus armas, ellos contragolpe, nosotros buscar posicionalmente, intentar lastimar. Tuvimos alguna situación importante para convertir que no pudimos, y ante el no error del segundo tiempo del Sevilla y el nuestro, el partido quedó empatado como viene siendo la liga. Una liga muy pareja, donde lo que estamos compitiendo por el 3º, 4º, 5º, 6º puesto, vamos a estar así hasta el final. Y bueno, habrá que estar fuerte y obviamente cada uno defendiendo sus partidos, obviamente con el trazo que tiene cada equipo, que cada uno de los que estamos compitiendo es distinto al otro, y eso sin lugar a dudas hace más bonita la liga.
So that was Diego Simeone, and now we'll move on to the league table as to what's happening in the league table. So what are the other games that took place? So Deportivo Alaves drew 1-1 with Valencia. Eibar lost by 2-1 against Mallorca. Getafe won. Sorry, no, they didn't win. They drew 0-0 against Celta Vigo, although one of the players received red card. There was a red card in the game. Osasuna won 1-0 against Espanyol. There was a red card in this game too for Espanyol player. Real Valladolid lost 4-1 against Athletic Bilbao. Levante drew 1-1 against Granada. And Villarreal lost by 2-1 against Leganes. So we'll be covering the league table quickly. So Barcelona are in first position with 58 points. Real Madrid are in second with 56 points. Sevilla are third with 47 points. Getafe are in fourth with 46 points. Atletico Madrid are in fifth with 45 points. Real Sociedad are in sixth with 43 points. Valencia are in seventh with 42. Villarreal are in 8th with 38. Granada are in 9th with 38. Athletic Bilbao are in 10th with 37 points. Osasuna are in 11th with 34 points. Real Betis are in 12th with 33 points, and they also broke the long run of games without a win. I think this was the first win in 6 games. So yeah, moving on, Levante are in 13th with 33 points. Deportivo Alaves are in 14th with 32 points. In 15th we have Real Valladolid with 29 points. In 16th we have Eibar with 27 points. In 17th we have Celta Vigo with 26 points. In 18th we have Mallorca with 25 points, and in 19th we have Leganes with 23 points, and in 20th we had Espanyol with 20 points. Espanyol, I mean, what a season they have been having. I mean, last year they performed extremely well. They had qualified for Europa League, and this season I think they're performing well in Europa League too. It's not like they're performing bad. And in the league, I don't know what's wrong with them. I mean, relegation is a reality. It's not beyond the realms of reality for Espanyol. They may go down, and once you go down, it's difficult to come up. So guys, that was La Liga. So now we'll move on to Bundesliga. So in Bundesliga, so first off we had Bayern Munich versus Augsburg, which Bayern Munich won 2-0. Augsburg were very lucky to get away with this scoreline. According to expected goals, Bayern could have scored 4. So it would be another rout. Nothing new for Bayern, but Augsburg's goal difference would have been bad. Thomas Muller opened the scoring in the 53rd minute before Leon Goretzka grabbed one in the 91st minute. Goretzka has also been voicing his displeasure at not being a regular starter, and this goal will definitely strengthen his arguments. And definitely it's not a bad thing to... I mean, it's a bad thing, but no one is guaranteed starter at a club of Bayern's stature. Gnabry was very unlucky not to score, as he had an expected goals of 1.43, which was by far the highest of any player on the pitch. Nonetheless, he had a very good game. He took 8 shots with 2 on target, made 4 key passes, completed 2 dribbles, pumped in 4 crosses, grabbed 1 assist, won 1 aerial duel, made 2 tackles and made 2 interceptions. It was an overall display for the former Arsenal man. The result means Bayern are now starting to pull themselves apart from the fighting pack. They are now top of the table, 4 points clear of the nearest rival, whereas Augsburg are in 14th with 27 points. So moving on, Borussia Dortmund won 2-1 against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Dortmund were really fortunate to get anything from this game, let alone 3 points. Mönchengladbach had an expected goal of 2.61. In comparison, Dortmund had 1.28. But game aren't won on paper, so Mönchengladbach will be deeply saddened. Thorgan Hazard, brother of Eden Hazard, opened the scoring in the 8th minute, which was assisted by Erling Haaland. So he has even started assisting when he doesn't score. Last, Stindl leveled the scoreline when he scored from Alexander Player's corner. Ashraf Hakimi, the guy who is on loan from Real Madrid, scored the most decisive goal of the game in the 71st minute. Jadon Sancho further went on to hit the post in the 78th minute, but no one else troubled the scorekeeper any further. The win means Dortmund have leapfrogged Leipzig to second position, whereas Mönchengladbach are in fourth with 47 points. So in our last game, which we'll be covering in detail, it was Wolfsburg versus Leipzig. It was not a game to be covered, but since they are fighting for the top, not four, for the title, we will be covering it. It was a 0-0 draw. Leipzig have now drawn 4 of the last 6. Not a terrible form, but not good enough to win the title. This was the second successive draw. RB Leipzig had an XG of 1.08 to Wolfsburg 0.58. Wolfsburg had 16 shots with 12 coming in open play, 3 in set pieces and 1 in counter attack, and only 4 of those being on target, whereas Leipzig had 14 shots with 11 coming from open play, 3 from set pieces. They also had only 4 shots on target. Leipzig dominated the possession but did not do much with it. So what does the result mean? The result means Leipzig have dropped into third position with 50 points and Wolfsburg are in 7th to 36 points. Moving on to other games. So Paderborn lost 2-1 against FC Köln. Schalke drew 1-1 against Hoffenheim. Freiburg won 3-1 against Union Berlin, with a player from Union Berlin also receiving a red card. Hertha Berlin drew 2-2 with Werder Bremen. And Bayer Leverkusen thrashed Eintracht Frankfurt by 4-0. And Mainz drew 1-1 with Fortuna Düsseldorf, with a player from Mainz also receiving red card. So we'll quickly go through the table. So Bayern Munich are in first position with 55 points. Borussia Dortmund are in second with 51 points. RB Leipzig are in third with 50 points. Leverkusen are in fourth with 47 points. Borussia Mönchengladbach are in fifth with 46. Schalke are in 6th with 37, Wolfsburg in 7th with 36 points, Freiburg are in 8th with 36, Hoffenheim 9th with 35, FC Köln 10th with 32, Union Berlin 11th with 30 points, Eintracht Frankfurt with 12th with 28 points, Hertha Berlin are in 13th position with 28 points, Augsburg are in 14th position with 27 points, Mainz are in 15th with 26 points, Fortuna Düsseldorf are in 16th with 22 points, Werder Bremen are in 17th with 18 points, and Paderborn are in 18th with 16 points. So guys, that was it from Spain and Germany. So we'll now see you in Italy. Hello, welcome to our next segment in which we discuss about Serie A, or the Italian First Division. So in the Italian First Division, what we are going to cover first is Juventus versus Inter Milan, which Juventus won by 2-0. Like, these are the games that goes on to show why Juventus have dominated Serie A for such a long time. This game also showed a team which is beginning to click in the Sarri ball mold. Juventus had an XG of 1.44 to Inter 0.44. This game also was played behind closed doors, much like most of the game taking place in Italy this week or in the coming weeks. And Ramsey opened the scoring from a Cristiano Ronaldo assist in the 57th minute before Paulo Dybala, the Argentine, scored in the 67th minute to put the game out of reach for the away team. Daniel Padelli received the red card for the away team in the 79th minute. Juventus had 17 shots with 5 on target. In comparison, Inter had 13 with 1 on target. Inter have a long way to go before they eventually win the league. But Antonio Conte has done a tremendous job this season, and we should give him credit where it's due. And also, the season is not over yet. Anything could happen. But what does this result mean, at least for this week? The result means Juventus are going back to the first position with 63 points and Inter are in third with 54 points. So Juventus are pulling away from Inter, and their only rival as of now is Lazio. Moving on, we had AC Milan versus Genoa. It looked like AC Milan had turned their fortunes around, but does not seem so. We are back to square one. Milan have now won 1, drawn 2 and lost 2 of the last 5 games. 36-year-old Goran Pandev opened the scoring in the 7th minute for the away team before Francesco Casata doubled the scoreline in the 41st minute. Zlatan Ibrahimovic pulled one back for the hosts in the 77th minute. Milan had 23 shots with 4 on target, and Zlatan himself had 8 shots. Most of the shots were off target. I think 10 were off target and 9 were blocked. Anyways, we'll not dwell on that much longer. The result means Milan are in 7th with 36 points and Genoa are in 17th with 25 points. Moving on to our third game, Sampdoria versus Verona, with Sampdoria won 2-1. Both the teams have not been in tremendous form of late. Emil Odero opened the scoring for the away team when he scored an own goal in the 32nd minute. But then, commit the hour, commit the man. 37-year-old veteran Fabio Quagliarella, how do you pronounce it? Quagliarella. Yeah, I think I got it correct. Fabio Quagliarella. I think he played for Juventus before, and he's been in tremendous form this season and also in the seasons gone by. He has aged well, like a fine wine. He grabbed a brace in the second half, scoring in the 77th and 86 minutes to turn the game in around. It was his 8th and 9th goal of the Serie A season. Not bad for the former Juventus player. The result means Sampdoria are in 16 to 26 points and Verona are in 8th with 35 points. So, which are the other games that took place? So, Parma Calcio 1913 lost 1-0 against SPL 2013. More Udinese drew 0-0 with Fiorentina. So, I'll just read out the table 2 of Serie A. So, Juventus are in first position with 63 points. Lazio are in second with 62. Inter are in third with 54. Atalanta are in fourth with 48 points. Roma are in 5th with 45. Napoli are in 6th with 39 points. AC Milan are in 7th with 36 points. Verona are in 8th with 35. Parma are in 9th with 35. Bologna are in 10th with 34. Cagliari are in 11th position with 32 points. Fiorentina are in 12th with 30. Sassuolo are in 13th with 29. And Udinese are in 14th with 28. Torino are in 15th position with 27 points. Sampdoria are in 16th with 26 points. Genoa are in 17th with 25. Lecce are in 18th with 25. SPAL are in 19th with 18. And Brescia are in 20th with 16. So it is a very sad news that the whole of Italy has been placed under lockdown to prevent further spread of novel coronavirus. There have been 9,172 cases of confirmed cases of COVID-19 outbreak in Italy and 463 deaths. So all sporting events have been cancelled for indefinitely, and the Italian Serie A has been cancelled till April 3rd as of now, and even the previous game weeks were played under stadium lockdown where there were no fans, and now you can hear the Italian Prime Minister say the same in his speech.
È per questo che sto per firmare un provvedimento che possiamo sintetizzare con l'espressione io resto a casa. Non ci sarà più una zona rossa, non ci sarà più la zona 1 e la zona 2 della penisola. Ci sarà l'Italia, un'Italia zona protetta. Saranno quindi da evitare su tutto il territorio della penisola gli spostamenti, a meno che non siano motivati da 3 specifiche circostanze.
So that is it from Italy, and I'll see you in the next segment. Hello guys, welcome to our last segment of the week. So today we are going to view the Champions League matches that are taking place this week. So first off, we have on Tuesday, March 10, 2020, we have Valencia versus Atalanta. The previous first leg result was at 4-1 in favor of Atalanta, and this week it's on Valencia's home ground. Second game of the day is RB Leipzig or Rasenballsport Leipzig versus Tottenham Hotspur. The first leg result was 1-0 in favor of RB Leipzig, and the first leg was in Tottenham Stadium, and this one will be in Germany. And as for the other games this week, it will take place on Wednesday, March 11th, 2020. It is PSG versus Borussia Dortmund, which again, the first leg was in favor of Borussia Dortmund. It was 2-1 to Borussia Dortmund. It was held in Germany, and this will be held in France and it will be behind closed doors. And the last game of the game week is also on Wednesday, March 11th, 2020. It is Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid, and probably the biggest tie of the week. The first leg result was 1-0 in favor of Atletico Madrid, and this week will be played in Anfield, and Liverpool are missing Alisson, and Atletico Madrid may miss Alvaro Morata. This will not be played under closed doors, and it will be one of those, hopefully it will be one of those special Anfield nights. So next up you'll hear what our colleagues from ESPN FC have to say.
I have to imagine it's Borussia Dortmund. Not only do they have the advantage in the score, but now they're going to play a game that is not really an away game. It's more of a neutral side game, if you will, because you don't have the environment of the stadium. Now, PSG can argue, say, you know what, this is our stadium, it's a locker room, it's our surroundings, but is it really your surroundings? It's not what you're used to. It's not getting the feedback from your crowd, from your supporters, understanding that you're performing, that you're on a stage, and that you're going to get that immediate feedback generated from your supporters. Now, you could also argue, if you want to make this point, that you're also not going to get the anxiety of fans that know you have to score goals, that know you're trailing in the scoreboard, and that maybe push you to do silly things out on the field because they get desperate, you also get desperate as well. If you're an optimist for PSG and you're a player that is kind of trying to deal with this mentally, maybe that's the way you portray it, and you tell yourself in your mind, you know what, we're just going to go out and play. And we're a better team, we have better players, we'll execute on the day, and regardless of what's happening or not happening in the stadium for that matter, we're going to be able to deliver the result that we need.
The closer I get to the game, the more worried I'm getting. I was kind of a little brazen. We spoke about it on Saturday,
yes,
and I thought Liverpool should be favourites because it's at Anfield. But the closer I get to the game, the more I think about the way Liverpool play, and the more I think about how defensively they're letting any team, we're talking the team at the bottom of the league in Norwich to the team at the top of the league, or second top in City, they're letting everybody have chances and scoring goals, and Adrian is going to be in net.
Yeah,
I'm kind of worried, and I kind of agree with the bookies right now. I think.
You think Atleti are going to go through?
I think Atleti.
Wow, Stevie. What 48 hours you've had?
Honestly, I don't yesterday. If
you had a revelation or something.
So you think Liverpool are out? The closer I'm getting to the game, the more worried I am.
Liverpool legend Steve Nichols says they're out. Is this a double bluff?
I didn't say
a double bluff.
No, listen. You were just talking about PSG and Borussia Dortmund, right? And the rationale is absolutely spot on. And my rationale about being worried about this is spot on as well, because, as I said, they're leaking goals and giving up chances.
So that was Ale Moreno and Stevie Nicol speaking on PSG versus Borussia Dortmund and Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid respectively. So it will be a very, very tasty encounter, both all four European giants taking on each other this week, and hopefully the best team moves to the next round. So that is it from the VAR show this week. So I will see you probably next week, same day, same time, and till then take care, and also do view out the videos which come out very often during the week. We have different segments where we cover post and pre-matches also. This was the league segment, so we also have a Champions League segment when we have Champions League matches. So till the next week, or till the next video, to correct myself, take care and bye.